My name is Fenton Chavez Montesino. You probably don't know who I am, but someday you will. And I hope it's because you recognize me as being someone who is able to make you smile, to make you happy, or to be a part of projects that were able to just transport you to a place that you could only dream of. But today, I'm not here to talk about me. I'm here to talk about something that's bigger than both of us. I'm here to talk to you about the strikes that are going on in the entertainment industry with SAG-AFTRA and the Writers Guild, and why it's important that we do something now, and why your voice is the most important voice out of any of us. The strikes need to happen no matter the cost. And I know people are voicing their opinions on the situation of what you should and should not do. I'm here to give you a new point of view, a perspective that hasn't been expressed. I'm sure that you will come out of seeing this video in a different way. This could all very well be catastrophic if we don't do the right thing. Now, I want you to do something that a lot of people always forget to do. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. 1, 2, 3, and blow it out. And as you're blowing it out, I want you to close your eyes. I want you to go back in a time in your life that was dark for you. A time in your life where you did not think you would make it out. A time in your life where you just felt utterly lost and had nowhere to turn. And when you picture that, it could be anything. It could be you were suffering from an illness. It could be that you had a loss in your family that cut really deep. It could be that you went through a very horrendous breakup and it has left you changed. Or it could be as simple as having a stressful day at work or at school. And when you find that moment, I want you to just think about the one thing. And for most people, it could be a TV show, a movie, or a video game. It could be a moment from any of those things that pushed you through that veil of darkness that you did not think you could come back from. And it could be any show, and any TV, any movie, any video game. And for a lot of people, I know they have that one thing that they treasure. It felt like an escape, didn't it? It felt like you weren't having to deal with this immense weight that was on your shoulders or your heart. You felt free, even if it was for a couple minutes. You didn't feel that pain anymore. Now, before you open your eyes, I want you to picture this last image. That character could have been the main character, a comfort character, that character that pushed you through and helped you. I want you to picture them asking for your help. Now open your eyes. Those same people, the performers, the writers, the background actors that brought that piece to life, that was able to push you out of your darkest hour, need your help. And they're not even asking for much at all. And the sad truth is that there will still be people who will rush to the comments saying, well, actors are the last people that I think need to get paid more. And what sucks is that they write these comments without even grasping a drop of the situation. They just want to say something because they feel like let me type something. And that's the world that we live in today. People want to say more negative things because they're hiding behind their screens. Those are the same people that are afraid to raise their hand in class, while you, meanwhile, are raising your hand and they make fun of you for it because you had the courage to do something they didn't, and they want to pull you down to their level. I know it's a funny analogy, but it still applies to everyday life. Regardless of where you go, there will be people who look at you standing up for what you know is right, when you plant yourself like a tree and look them in the eyes and you say, I know what's right. I know what's right for me. I know what's right for the good of the people. They're going to laugh at you because they didn't have the courage to stand up for themselves and do what you did. And that's the sad reality of the world that we live in today. But what we're fighting for is not more. We're fighting for the fair amount of the work that we put in. We're fighting for we're fighting for our rights. We're fighting for a place to sleep, enough to eat, and enough to sustain ourselves to do what we love doing, which is making you guys happy. That's the truth. We're fighting for our right to be able to do these things for you so that when you get home from a stressful day or when you're at another point in your life, you can flick to whatever it is that you wanted to do and it'll just take your mind off of it and we'll be there for you. That's what we're fighting for. Let me give you an example of one of the things that is so dumb, yet we still have to fight for. Even you, regardless of your position, can relate to, is being paid on time. Could you imagine you're working a 9 to 5 job and you get paid on a Friday, right? And your boss says, you know what? Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to give you your paycheck that you worked very hard for another couple of weeks to maybe several months. That is what we're fighting for. That is what we're not fighting for enough money to buy a Lambo. We are fighting for simple things that everyone else has, but for some reason, it's okay to take away from us. I mean, and I'm not the only one who pointed this out. All right. Sam, Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, he pointed this out by saying that was one of the things that they looked into our eyes at that meeting. And they said, yeah, we know that that's an issue. We know how we can fix it, but we're still not going to do it. There were so many people who witnessed that happening. And that is why we need to be informed. A lot of people are saying these celebrities are overreacting. They want to have a unique comment to write in the comments so they can look different and edgy. But the truth is, we're fighting for the right to be paid on time at this point. So you tell me, how would you feel if your boss walked up to you with the paycheck and said, you know what? I think we're going to have to hold up a couple of weeks. And imagine, gas, food, all those things you just have to place on a hold because your boss just doesn't feel like paying you. Writers, actors, including the background actors, are all essential parts of a story that need to be there for that story to be in any sense good. Could you imagine, like, for example, without background actors, imagine your favorite scenes. Look, for example, let's imagine a magical school, right? You know the one I'm talking about. A magical school where it's focused on 3 main characters, 3 kids going about learning about magic. Imagine if that school had no other students in the background. It would be kind of creepy, not gonna lie. Or imagine an epic battle of superheroes circling up to defend the people that couldn't defend themselves in New York City with no people. I mean, what are they protecting? Real estate? What? Your favorite movies, your favorite shows, and video games would not be here today if it weren't for background actors. They wouldn't be there if the beautiful minds had put together such a beautiful story to present to you that you could get lost in. Imagine having that much passion for a work that you're able to just grab people's minds and transport them to a whole nother world. And I'll take it a step further. Most of you would not be here today if it weren't for the entertainment industry. And I think we owe the industry that much because the Great Depression had such a chokehold on people where life was not worth living. But there was a group of people who decided to band together And they got up and said, the show must go on. And those were the people that were a part of the entertainment industry. You can look up the amount of productions that came out during the Great Depression. You can look up that that the entertainment industry was a huge factor of the survival of a lot of people by taking their minds off from the miserable lives that they were unfortunately living during the time, and being able, with their families, with their children, being able to just tune out of reality. All that we're really asking you guys to do is to extend a helping hand. We are not asking for much at all. But this could mean the future of your favorite realities, your worlds, because if we aren't treated with respect, there will be no one that you could follow into a magical school, or there will be no one to defend those people on the screen. The truth is, the more that we are just batted out to the side, regardless of how famous we are, or if we just started yesterday, we have one goal in mind, and that's to make you guys happy. No matter what it takes. And it's just an awful future if you think about it. Your favorite shows, your favorite worlds that you get to go to, it's gone. Because while they were there for you, you weren't there for them. All we're asking is just for a little bit in return. Without you, none of this, even for the most famous person, actress, actor, for that person, none of it would have been possible without you. And this goes for people who just started yesterday, to the people who've been doing this for as long as possible. They do this to make you all happy, to help you escape what could sometimes be a dark and harsh reality that we live in. And as much as we love you all and take you all so seriously, because we do this for you, there are always going to be people who will laugh at that, who won't give us what we're owed, who won't treat us equally, and will not take you all seriously. Help us make these people who are our opposition realize that your voice matters, that our voice matters. Because without us, including you, being a massive part in this, none of it would have been possible. And what they're doing is laughing at your ability to speak up by not giving us what we are owed, because they think no one will find out. They think they can do it and get away with it. But they are taking the livelihoods of those heroes that helped you get through it away and making them powerless. But we're not going to let that happen. You and I both will stand up for what is right. We'll put our foot down, and we'll make them realize that they are nothing without us, because we owe it. We owe it to them for creating these magical worlds that we can escape to. The writers, the actors, the background actors, all these people play an important role in creating a world that you can escape to. Don't be swept away in the darkness that is consuming this world and that could potentially extinguish the flame that lives inside of you. Be a part of the right side of history. Stand with the people who just want to make the world a better place, to make the world bearable. Now I leave you all with a quote from someone who motivated me to get to where I'm at in life today, to be standing alongside these unions, fighting for their rights. His name is Peter Cullen, but most of you may know him as Optimus Prime.
We are all in this together. It is a trial, but we are together. And when one thinks that he is alone, this is not the time to think. This is the time to remember. We are together, and through this, we will survive. till all are one.